Jammu and Kashmir is a region administered by India as a union territory and consists of the southern portion of the larger Kashmir region, which has been the subject of a dispute between India and Pakistan since 1947, and between India and China since 1962. The region of Jammu and Kashmir is separated by the line of control from the Pakistani-administered territories of Azad Kashmir and Gilgit-Baltistan in the west and north, respectively. It lies to the north of the Indian states of Himachal Pradesh and Punjab and to the west of Ladakh, which is also subject to the dispute as a part of Kashmir, and administered by India as a union territory. Provisions for the formation of the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir were contained within the Jammu and Kashmir Reorganisation Act, 2019, which was passed by both houses of the Parliament of India in August 2019. The Act reconstituted the former state of Jammu and Kashmir into two union territories, Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh, with effect from the 31st of October 2019. Jammu and Kashmir is named after the two regions it encompasses, the Jammu region and the Kashmir Valley. The government of Pakistan and Pakistani sources refer to Jammu and Kashmir as a part of Indian-occupied Kashmir or Pakistan-held Kashmir. Indian-administered Kashmir and Indian-controlled Kashmir are often used by neutral sources. The state of Jammu and Kashmir was accorded special status by Article 370 of the Constitution of India. In contrast to other states of India, Jammu and Kashmir had its own constitution, flag and administrative autonomy. Indian citizens from other states were not allowed to purchase land or property in Jammu and Kashmir. Jammu and Kashmir had three distinct areas: Hindu-majority Jammu region, Muslim-majority Kashmir Valley and Buddhist-dominated Ladakh. Unrest and violence persisted in the Kashmiri Valley and, following a disputed state election in 1987, an insurgency persisted in protest over autonomy and rights. The Bharatiya Janata Party came to power in the 2014 Indian general election and 5 years later included in their 2019 election manifesto the revocation of Article 370 of the Constitution of India, in order to bring Jammu and Kashmir to equal status with other states. A resolution to repeal Article 370 was passed by both the houses of the Parliament of India in August 2019. At the same time, a Reorganisation Act was also passed, which would reconstitute the state into two union territories, Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh. The reorganisation took effect from the 31st of October 2019. Jammu and Kashmir is home to several valleys such as the Kashmir Valley, Tavi Valley, Chenab Valley, Poonch Valley, Sindh Valley and Lidar Valley. The Kashmir Valley is 100 kilometers above sea level, but the surrounding Pir Panjal range has an average elevation of 10,000 feet. The Jhelum River is the major Himalayan river which flows through the Kashmir Valley. The Tavi, Ravi and Chenab are the other important rivers flowing through the region. The Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir consists of two divisions, Jammu Division and Kashmir Division, and is further divided into 20 districts. Religions in Jammu and Kashmir: Muslims constitutes majority of the population of Jammu and Kashmir, with significant Hindu minority. The Kashmir Division is largely Muslim population. The Jammu Division is predominantly Hindu with a significant Muslim population. The Muslims form majority in the Rajouri, Poonch, Doda, Kishtwar and Ramban districts of Jammu. The Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir is administered under the provisions of Article 239 of the Constitution of India. The Article 239A, originally formulated for the Union Territory of Puducherry, will also be applicable to Jammu and Kashmir. The President of India appoints a Lieutenant Governor for the Union Territory. A Council of Ministers led by a Chief Minister is appointed by the Lieutenant Governor from the membership of the Legislative Assembly. Their role is to advise the Lieutenant Governor in the exercise of functions in matters under the jurisdiction of the Legislative Assembly. In other matters, the Lieutenant Governor is empowered to act in his own capacity. The legislative branch is of government as a unicameral legislative assembly, whose tenure is 5 years. The Legislative Assembly may make laws for any of the matters in the state list of the Constitution of India except public order and police, which will remain the preserve of the central government of India. The Lieutenant Governor also has the power to promulgate ordinances which have the same force as the acts of the Legislative Assembly. Elections for the Jammu and Kashmir Legislative Assembly are to be held following the implementation of new constituency boundaries, which is expected to be completed in 2021. The Union Territory is under the jurisdiction of the Jammu and Kashmir High Court, which also serves as High Court for Ladakh. Police services are provided by